Good morning. Today we are going to discuss the second session on the solar energy, that is a measurement of solar radiation. Before going to discuss the measurement of solar radiation, let us revise what we discussed in the first session. We are discussing in the need of solar energy, applications, advantages and disadvantages of solar energy, solar constant, direct radiation, diffused radiation and total and global radiation. We discussed in the first session, and the second session the content is solar radiation measurement, pyrheliometer, pyranometer, sunshine recorder, and at last we discuss some multiple choice questions regarding this session. Now introduction. Measurement of solar radiation are very important because of increase in number of solar application, so we need accurate data of solar radiation to predict the performance. To know the radiation, we require an instrument which measures the heating effect of direct as well as diffused radiation. So we are classifying the measuring instruments into the two types. One is pyrheliometer and the second one is pyranometer. Now the figure shows the pyrheliometer is an instrument which is used to measure direct radiation at regular occurrences. This is used with tracking mechanism to follow the sun continuously. It responsive wavelength band that ranges from 280 nanometer to 3000 nanometer. The unit of irradiation are watt per meter square. Here the figure shows the diagram, circuit diagram of pyrheliometer. It consists of a two equal strip S1 and S2 with area A. The thermocouple is used whose where one junction can be connected to S1 where other is connected to SO. A galvanometer can be connected to the thermocouple. The S2 strip is connected to an exterior electrical circuit. Now working, as both the strips are protected from the radiation of solar, then galvanometer shows there is no deflection as both the junctions are at equal temperature. Now S1 strip is exposed to the solar radiation and S2 is protected with a cover like M. When S1 strip get heat radiation from the sun, then strip temperature will increases, thus the galvanometer will show the readings on the meter. This is about the working. Now let us discuss the advantages. This instrument consumes very low temperature, that is the one of the advantage. The second one, it operates over a wide range of voltage supplies. And the third one is it is having a good stability. These are the advantages. Then we will discuss the applications of this instrument. They are used in scientific meteorological functions. Second one is they are used in observation of climate, and the third one they are used in testing of research materials, and the fourth one estimation of solar collector efficiency they are also used, and the last one they are used in the PVC devices. The next one is the pyranometer. Pyranometer is a device that can be used to measure both beam radiation and diffused radiation. In other words, it is used to measure total hemispherical total hemispherical radiation. Pyranometer consists of a glass dome and a black body situated at the center of the instrument and voltage output terminal and a thermocouple. This is a construction of a pyranometer. When the radiation from the surrounding atmosphere passes through the glass dome, falls on the black body, the temperature of the body rises after absorbing all the radiation. This increase in temperature experienced by the thermocouple chain or thermocouple model which is a black body. So the one side of the model which is the so one side of the model will be hot and another will be cold. The thermocouple model generates voltage and this can be observed at the output terminal. The output received at the terminal is directly proportional to the temperature difference according to the principle of thermocouple. Then what is the let us discuss the advantages as well as the disadvantages of the pyranometer. The temperature coefficient is extremely small. The pyranometer temperature coefficient is extremely small and it is standardized to ISO standard. Measurements of performance ratio and performance index are accurate. Response time is longer compared to PV cell. The only disadvantage of using a pyranometer is its spectral sensitivity is imperfect. So it does not absorb the complete spectrum of the sun, so error in the measurement can occur. That is the only one disadvantage by using the pyranometer. Applications, the applications are very low or very large. The solar intensity data can be measured by using the pyranometer. Climatological and meteorological studies, there also we are using a pyranometer. PV system designs, that is a photovoltaic system designs, there also, and location of greenhouse can be established by using the pyranometers. Now next we are discussing the sunshine recorder. The bright sunshine of a day is measured by means of a sunshine recorder as shown in the figure. It consists of a glass sphere, spherical ball mounted concentrically, marble base and a platform as shown in the figure. The sun rays are focused by a glass sphere to a point on a card strip held in a spherical ball mounted concentrically formed in formed formed in enough to burn a spot on the card strip. As the sun moves across the sky, the image moves along the strip. Thus, a burnt trace whose length is proportional to the duration of sunshine is obtained by using the strip. That is the working of a sunshine recorder. Now, let us advantages of sunshine recorder. The major advantage of this type of recorder is it is simple and easy to use. There are no moving parts and it thus required a very little maintenance. The unit can be used anywhere in the world with a little or no modification to the design. These are some advantages of using a sunshine recorder. Now let us solve some of the multiple choice questions as we solved in the previous session also. Let us try to solve these multiple choice questions. The question is, what is the angstrom compensation pyrheliometer used to measure? The objectives are A. Direct solar radiation, B. Indirect solar radiation, C. Diffused solar radiation, and D is UV radiation. And here the answer is A. Direct solar radiation. Next one, what is the main difference between pyranometer and pyrheliometer? Objectives are A. Both measure the solar radiation. B. Pyranometer measures global radiation while pyrheliometer measures direct solar radiation. C. Pyranometer and pyrheliometer measure global radiation. D. Pyranometer measures solar radiation while pyrheliometer measure global radiation. And here the answer is B. Pyranometer measures global radiation while pyrheliometer measures direct solar radiation. We go through the next question. What is the main advantage of sunshine recorder? The objectives are, it is more sophisticated than pyranometer and pyrheliometer. B. It is more expensive than pyranometer and pyrheliometer. C. It is less accurate but inexpensive. D. It is less accurate but extremely expensive. And the answer is C. It is less accurate but inexpensive. We go through the next question. How does a sunshine recorder works? The objectives are, measure the solar irradiance. B. Measure the solar radiation. C. Measure the number of hours of sunshine. D. Measure the number of hours of sunshine above a certain threshold. The answer is D. Measure the number of hours of sunshine above a certain threshold. We go to the next. Which of the following best describe the measurement process in pyrheliometer? A. Sunshine, window in pyrheliometer, thermopile, heat is converted to the electrical signal, recorded. B. Sunlight goes to the window in pyrheliometer, goes to the heat is converted to electrical signal, and then thermopile, and then recorded. C. Window in pyrheliometer, then sunlight, then thermopile, heat is converted to electrical signal, then recorded. And D is sunlight, then heat is converted to the electrical signal, then window in pyrheliometer, then thermopile, then recorded. These are the sequence or process we call. And the answer is A. First sunlight, then window in pyrheliometer, then thermopile, then heat is converted to the electrical signal and it is recorded. The A is the correct answer for this one. Then we go through the next. References are there. Reference is what we are using, GD-RAI, that is non-conventional energy sources. Non-conventional energy sources by B.H. Khan, solar energy by H.P. Garg, and some Google search are there. And last slide. Thank you one and all.